Alrighty, welcome to another 4-on-4 draft. This time, made sure to use the cube list with actual good art. We loaded the kind of a wrong list the last time, and yeah, it's a much worse experience. But we've got a 4-on-4. We are using the MTGO list for the 64-player events. I do want to note that I unfortunately had a scheduling conflict, and I had to drop from the first 64-player draft I was going to play this week. So I'm still going to play in one is my plan, but the one I was hoping to play in today, well, this is what we're doing instead, because I just didn't have the time to commit to the whole thing. Here, I'm just going to take Bloodstained Mire. I think Lightning Bolt's great, I think Hex Drinker's great, and I think Preordain is great. I also do love a Currency Converter, but Bloodstained Mire, it's on par with all those cards, I think. Oh, Containment Priest, also very good. But it's a fetch land. Fetch lands are just fantastic. I'm passing to Sven, I don't know them, and Salvado's passing to me. Oh, the Utter Fool passed me a second fetch land. I'm going to take Windswept Heath, I think. There's a Solitude and a Fiery Confluence and a Tinker. These are all really good cards. Maybe I should just take Tinker, though. Tinker is fantastic. So I passed Lightning Bolt and Preordain, so I'm not too worried about passing the Solitude. If Sven took the Lightning Bolt, probably just takes Fiery Confluence. Took Preordain, you can take whatever. I guess if I pass Tinker, I'll take that. I just kind of don't like that Salvado knows that he passed Tinker. You know what? I'm going to take Windswept Heath. I just hate getting like pigeonholed when I've mentioned this before, but there was a draft last week where Martel passed me a Lurrus. I just couldn't resist, took it, and he cut me on Lurrus completely. And like my deck ended up okay, but not great, and he crushed me. So I think Salvado's a cagey enough cube drafter that, and he knows how much I like artifacts, that I don't feel great about taking the Tinker. And now it's great. I'll take Pyrogoyf. I love Pyrogoyf. This card is just so strong. 4 mana, usually like 3/4 to 5/6, something in that range most of the time. It's pretty hard for it to be too much smaller or larger. Nugs something when you play it. If you ever clone it, it's just absurd. Like if you cast a Metamorph or a Phantasmal Image and copy Pyrogoyf, they both trigger. And then with other Tarmogoyfs or Lorgoyfs, it's also very good. But I'll take that. If I'd taken the Tinker, I'd take Tameo. But I also feel good taking Pyrogoyf after passing Bolt Fiery Confluence. I think that's a pretty reasonable way to go about things. And then here, I'm going to take Nadu here. I think Nadu is really strong, and there's a bunch of cards that really work well with it. Ketria Triumph would be otherwise good because it's a really nice Triumph for these two fetches. And Spell Pierce isn't bad, but part of the reason I like taking fetches is I can take Nadu, and then now, this is interesting. Territorial Kavu, there's Plateau. Umezawa's GT is actually great with Nadu, but I don't think I want to take GT quite this early. It's funny saying that. This card is such a legendary limited card. I still maintain it's the best limited card of all time that was printed in like, not like a set with Black Lotus in it from limited from like Invasion forward or whatever, but I still think in Cube it's a little worse. I mean, there's a lot of cards I want here. Honestly, I'd play almost all of these, Lumberjack included. I think I'm just going to take Deep Cavern Bat. I think that card is really, really good. And then here, I kind of want to take Watery Grave or Delighted Halfling. Watery Grave makes this into blue. Sacred Foundry makes Windswept Heath into red. They're both pretty legit. I have a blue and a black and a red card, so I'm feeling Watery Grave here over Halfling. Halfling is very good with Nadu, but I think that I have a good start for Domain. 2 fetch lands, a duel, and before the Watery Grave, let's say, to 2 fetch lands and 3 solid creatures across 4 colors. And there's like a Territorial Kavu that has a pretty good chance of coming back. I just kind of like the start. Here I'm going to take, I think, Dismember. Dismember is so good. I do like Jace, and I like Lotus Cobra. I just kind of don't value the Mana Dorks as highly. It locks you into starting with a lot of early green. They can be ineffective later, and you still have to play like 16 or 17 lands and then a couple Mana Dorks. Look, they're good in the right deck, but if you can construct a low enough curve deck that doesn't need them, I think that's a viable way to go about things. I don't think I'm supposed to take Jace, and as much as I like Raugrin Triumph, I think Dismember is just too flexible and powerful. Here I can take a duel. So I took Watery Grave already. What about Hallowed Fountain now? That makes Heath into blue. Underground Mortuary and Undercity Sewers are also good. I like having a Surveil land. I don't want a blue-black one. I guess black-green is interesting. It makes Windswept Heath into black and Bloodstained Mire into green. All right, actually, that sounds kind of nice. And then, well, now I kind of wish I took Hallowed Fountain because then I would have Tron, because I'm going to take the Proving Ground here. I think we do want to be domain. I'll pass on a Fallen Shinobi and Iteration. That's fine. Tron is when you have like this plus Hallowed Fountain is all 5 colors. Oh, now I can take a Nethergoyf to go with my Pyrogoyf. And I like having a way to use the graveyard. Right now, I don't have any Delve cards, so having like a Nethergoyf to escape with is pretty good. Nissa's also quite good, but I think I want to take the Nethergoyf here. And then Darkstar Augur, a little flying Dark Confidant. Okay. I like that over Devoted Druid, though this cube has some combos with Devoted Druid. Like, there's this squirrel from Bloombro Commander, which is like 4 mana, 3/4. You exile the Devoted Druid and make a food, and now the food has the abilities of the Druid. You can kind of go nuts. Oh, Territorial Kavu didn't come back. I will take Survival. It's actually not 0%. Oh, this was the Territorial Kavu pack. I actually kind of wanted the Lumberjack when I first saw the pack, but now I want Dark Confidant. Black seems to be pretty open. I'll take Battle Ball because I passed a Tinker. Eagles is not bad. Oh, there's a Root Wall to go with Survival. Okay, I'll consider that. But, okay, well, now I'm actually kind of glad which lands I took because now I'm kind of just heavy black splash with some amount of the other colors. But Survival with Nadu, if I can get Bristly Bill or Sylvan Safekeeper, then Survival can pick up all parts of that combo, which is pretty sick. I like this start. This start actually has some pretty good potential. All right, what do we got here? Oh yeah, there's Hazel's Brewmaster. That's the card I was talking about. So you play this, you exile a food or a Devoted Druid and make a food, and then the food can tap for a green and you can put a counter on it to untap it. So it is a cool infinite mana combo. Here though, I think I want to take Skull Clamp. It's a great combo with Nadu, just 1 mana to activate Nadu. I can clamp Bob, Deep Cavern Bat, sometimes Nether Void or Nethergoyf. Oh, the Augur token, yeah. I would love a Grist too, but I think Skull Clamp's better here, and then I might wheel like 6 or Brewmaster or even Grist if I'm lucky, because Mox, Skull Clamp, Gut, Remand, Thundering Falls are basically locks, which only means 2 other cards get taken out of the pack, right? Oh, wait, no, sorry, I double counted Skull Clamp, but basically there's a pretty good, I'm going to get something back here, and if I'm lucky it's Grist, but there's other options too. Okay, so here we do have Archon of Cruelty, which is nice with Survival. There's Blood Crypt, which doesn't actually do anything besides just being a red-black land. There's Volcanic, which is nice, though it doesn't actually fix anything. There's Lingering Souls. Well, it doesn't make the fetches do something new, is what I'm saying, because Meyer still gets all 3 colors. I'm also considering this a Johnny. I could maybe splash it. I still do want to kind of be domain. And a Johnny Skull Clamp is just truly disgusting. Also, Salvado didn't pass any good white cards, so a Johnny's the best white card here, though there's 3, so it doesn't really matter. I kind of want to take a Johnny, maybe wheel a Dual Land or a Lingering Souls. I'd be pretty happy with all of those. And then here, oh, I'm going to take Broadside Bombardiers. That's no question. This Root Wall is actually kind of getting interesting. As much as I hate on these, it's great with Survival. It's good with Skull Clamp. Could be good with Bomba. Okay. Bomba, also really good with the Johnny. Well, now that I've taken a Johnny, I've somewhat committed to playing all 5 colors, which I still think is like a totally reasonable thing when you start with double fetch. It's part of the reason I like doing that. So I'll have to get some dual lands here, I will suppose. The Hallowed Fountain still would have been nice. Maybe if this Meticulous Archive or Hedge Maze wheels, though this pack doesn't on face look strong enough for that, because you've got Bone Crusher, Giver, Preacher, Loran, and then it kind of runs out a little sooner after that. Oh, Reanimate? I have Survival? Yeah, I'll take Reanimate. There's also Life Death, but obviously Reanimate's much better. Passing, Deluge, bunch of lands. Maybe I'll get one of these lands back, because people are going to want Rabble Master, Life Death, Deluge, Flickerwisp, Paragon. Probably Elves too, so... And I think one of those 2 lands is a decent chance of wheeling. All right. Take a Clamp there. Oh, LED. And Zernorb, so little combo pieces. I think here, honestly, this deck would play Bloodghast. I think it might wheel because people don't usually take it. I'm kind of interested in Risen Reef. It's good with Skull Clamp. I can't imagine I have too many more elementals in my deck right now. No. What else could I take? I could take Beseju because it's just a pretty good card. Would I play Risen Reef? Oh, it's good with Bombardiers too. I think I would actually play the Risen Reef, so I'll try that. Now I want Breeding Pool pretty bad. Just a good land to have, and even though if it doesn't technically unlock, again, new fetch combinations. I just took a blue-green card, already have a blue-green card. There's Path too, but I think this deck wants Breeding Pool pretty badly. Oh, Malevolent Rumble's just the nuts here. It finds all the cards I want, dumps things in the graveyard to reanimate, gives me something to Skull Clamp. Like, Rumble's too good. Just the card is just truly great. This actually also looks like a deck where I would consider playing Stitcher's Supplier. It's good with Skull Clamp. This is turning into a very good Skull Clamp deck. My main issue with that is it's just kind of a weak card. So I don't know how much I can afford that. I don't think this looks like a very good Faithless Looting deck. Kind of just want Blackleaf Cliffs. I don't know. At the end of it, I've got a lot of playables here. I don't think it's just that likely to end up with that in my deck. Okay. Oh, Thundering Falls did wheel. I don't want the Brewmaster. I don't think that does too much for me. Guide of Souls is actually a really great card. But I kind of think that Indatha Triome might be a better pick for me. It really does a lot of fixing here. It makes Windswept Heath into black, which... Oh no, Windswept Heath was already black. But it makes Mire into white, which it wasn't. And just having another Triumph to get means on turn one when I fetch... It is unfortunate these two overlap. Like the Zeg or Indatha and Ziatoras are two colors overlapping each. But this just didn't look like a Thundering Falls deck after having Underground Mortuary. And Guide of Souls, if I knew I was going to have more early white mana, I'd be in... I think a Johnny's good at any point. Guide, you kind of have to curve into. So I do like where we're at, though. All right, here, the Lingering Souls came back. I was really hoping for that. That's another card I can mill off of Malevolent Rumble, and it's great with Skull Clamp. All right, well, pretty easy pick. Oh, Meticulous Archive came back. Oop, we crashed. All right, we are back. I'm still taking Meticulous Archive. I didn't miss a pick. And then Shadowy Backstreet versus Goblin Rabblemaster. I have a lot of threes. I'll just take the Backstreet. I don't think I want the Keen-Eyed Curator. Yeah, I have a lot of tap lands now. Oh, and Bloodghast did come back. No, maybe hate, maybe play a Glorybringer. All right, I gotta reorg here. So I'm a little high on tap lands just because multiple of those things wield. So now I wish I had not taken Indatha Triome, but I do like where our man is at. And there's a Caracas. I do like that. Caracas to protect my Nadu. All right, I am in. There's a Luris, there's a Mox Diamond, but I think Caracas is too strong, so I will be taking that. Passing, White of the Reliquary and Vengevine. I mean, this is, again, if Vengevine's going to be good, I imagine the deck with Survival and a Root Wall, it could be part of that. But yeah, I will still just take Caracas here. The one thing I really was hoping for was opening like a nice busted card. That's what this deck doesn't really have, but I still like a lot of what's going on here. Okay, so I've got a Vindicate that I could also potentially play. I've got two fetches. Another fetch would be really nice. I really don't want another tap land. So we'll hopefully not do that. Okay, there's Flash and Torsten, Flage, Gristlebrand, Recurring Nightmare. Oh, this looks like a nice... I mean, this Pyrogoyf is awesome with Recurring Nightmare. So is Risen Reef for a Johnny. Bombardiers, too, just like... It doesn't intrinsically combo in the sense that, like, getting Bombardiers back with Recurring Nightmare doesn't have, like, an ETB exactly, but Bombardiers Recurring Nightmare still, I think, has some good synergies where you're, like, throwing things, then you're recurring them back and all that. Yeah... I really want to wheel that Satyr Wayfinder too. I'll take the Recurring Nightmare. I got to take the fetch land. This deck is just going to function so much better. With the fetch land, as much as I like Snuff Out and Baleful Strix, Green Suns, Endurance, all those are good cards, but fetch land is just like the nuts. And here, there's Sylvan Safekeeper, but again, I think that one has a good chance of wheeling. What do I have to use my graveyard? I just have Nethergoyf right now? Like in terms of exiling, I'm looking at this Uro. Uro Caracas also kind of nice. There's also just Dak. Dak is kind of cool because it's not a creature, but I can discard a bunch of stuff. And there's some matchups where Dak is just awesome. So I will take Dak. I pretty much want to take Stomping Ground here. Yeah, I think Stomping Ground's going to be good. I mean, right now I'm playing 21 lands, so I've got to make a couple cuts. There's also Oliphant, but actually is kind of a bad Oliphant in terms of fetching. It just can get Mountain or Ziator's Proving Ground. Yeah, I'll just take the land. Lands are good. We know Territorial Kavu's gone, but we don't need literal domain payoffs to be a good domain deck. My curve's nice and low for Darkstar Augur and Dark Confidant too, just overall. Yeah, right now we're at 21 lands, but I could also easily play Glorybringer or Vindicate if it made sense to do so. And then here, ooh, there's a Scrub land, which is kind of nice just because lands are nice. Paw Patch Recruit's pretty cool. 1 mana, 2/1 trample, and his Offspring 2. And then these both have the ability of whenever one of your creatures becomes targeted by a spell or ability, put a +1/+1 counter on anything but that creature. Pretty nice with Clamp. Decent little 1-drop. There's also Tidehollow Sculler. I mean, I do like a Sculler. I have a Deep Cavern Bat already. Let's go Paw Patch Recruit. I don't know. That card seems pretty cool. There's a Vaultborn. Oh, I'm going to take that for Recurring Nightmare. And this one's like actually castable. So Vaultborn, I think, is the pick. Plus, I passed Flash. I don't really want to pass Flash Vaultborn Tyrant. Right now, it's at 19 land. I kind of want to get this Vindicate in. I think a little bit of interaction is good, and this deck's not super high on it. There's also a pretty decent chance I'll want this Glorybringer. I still don't know about this Root Wall. So what's this good with exactly? It's good with Dak Faden. It's good with Survival of the Fittest. And that's basically it. Whereas, like, at least Bloodghast and Lingering Souls are great if you mill them. This pack, oh, it has a Deathrite Shaman. I mean, Wheel of Fortune is a great card. I don't have any cards that combo with it. It looks like a really bad wheel deck. I don't want Kappa Cannoneer. And I think Deathrite, when you've got 3 fetch lands in self-mill, is probably better than Paradise Druid here. This deck could use a Goblin Bombardment. Okay, Vengevine and White of the Reliquary, and I guess Dragon's Rage Channel are all wheeled. It's unfortunate. I only get one of these two. Could this be the Vengevine deck? Discard Vengevine to get Root Wallet. Discard Root Wallet to get a cheap creature. You know what? I'm in. I'm in to try it. I think that the white might be better, but I already have Recurring Nightmare and Skull Clamp to sack things too, so Vengevine is like kind of a finisher. Seems kind of cool. And then Satyr Wayfinder Wheeled, and I just want to slam that. I already knew that one. I already knew I wanted. Sylvan Safekeeper is the other card I'm looking at. All right, Vindicate's probably out. I'm thinking maybe I cut Glorybringer. It's nice to have a creature. I guess Broadside Bombardiers also does that, because right now we're at 15 land, and we're, you know, as usual, ahead over unplayables. That's how Cube Draft tends to go. I have good interaction with my creatures too. I mean, Broadside and Pyrogoyf are both pretty good at that. The other option, I guess, I should have just taken Scrubland over Paw Patch Recruit probably. Oh, Unearth actually seems pretty cracked in this deck. I don't need another tap land. So I like Endurance too. It's a great card. It's good to use Broadside Bombardiers, but Unearth, when you've got Nadu and Broadside and Risen Reef is already good, and then you have Dark Confidant, Deep Cavern Bat. All those cards are pretty strong. We just have, okay, Sylvan Safekeeper's back. Yeah, that Paw Patch. I was like, oh, new card. And then it's just like, I don't think I actually want to, like, I might not even play it. I don't know if I want Manamorphose, just because I don't know if I have the slots for it. I guess I could have taken Ulamog against Brain Freeze, but that seems a little bit sketchy, and I don't really care about passing a Show and Tell too much. Yeah, maybe I should have just taken Show and Tell, honestly. Oh, Sculler came back? Okay. Yeah, I should have taken the Scrubland. Paw Patch is out. I'll side it in against decks that have a lot of cheap removal. I actually think it can be good there, but all right, let's get this built. This deck looks pretty sweet. All right, well, Scrubland trick myself aside. I do need to cut 4 cards out of this deck, and that's already cutting the Paw Patch Recruit. It honestly could be Nethergoyf. I do like a lot of what's going on here, but with Nethergoyf, I have a lot of self-mill. I have enchantment. I don't have any art. No, I have 2 artifacts. An enchantment. I guess Survival is also an enchantment. I just have 1 instant and 1 sorcery. No, 2 sorceries. I have an instant and 3 sorceries. Yeah, I think Nethergoyf is cuttable. Does it really have to be the stupid Vengevine, Blazing Root Wall stuff? I think the Bloodghast actually is still fine with Skull Clamp. And Recurring Nightmare. Two ways to sack it are pretty nice. I just don't know what else I could cut. I mean, I could cut Risen Reef, then I wouldn't have to get one. Risen Reef looks kind of nice here. I guess Dismember is really a 1. I still don't have any other elemental. Oh, wait, Vengevine is an elemental? Ooh. That's kind of nice. Maybe I cut both, but maybe I don't cut either. Oh, I guess I have the Pyrogoyf Nethergoyf combo too. I have a Dark Confidant and a Dark Star Augur with a Vaultborn Tyrant in my deck, but I have a couple ways to sack these things, so I'm not that worried. Oh, I also like Rootwall to make a Johnny better. What do I do here? I mean, maybe I cut Glorybringer because it's double red. Let's see. I gotta have Sylvan Safekeeper for this Nadu combo, I think. I think that is just really strong. I'm not cutting Survival. I could go to 16 lands maybe because I have like Rumble and Wayfinder, but that doesn't actually sound that good. I don't have that many mana dorks. So I still need to cut 2, I think. I guess that leads to either one of the Bobs. Oh, I have a Planeswalker too for that Nethergoyf. Risen Reef, Vengevine, Rootwalla. I just don't really want to cut Tidehollow Sculler. I think the card's pretty good, especially with like a Safekeeper to keep it safe. And I think Safekeeper with Nadu is really good. I think Deathright's going to be good in this deck. And you do need some cheap creatures if you want to do the Vengevine thing, though it's unclear if I'm even keeping those. And I think Vaultborn with Reanimate and Recurring Nightmare and Dak Faden plus a bunch of mill and Survival is pretty good to have. And I think Unearth is going to be good. Okay. I'm going to cut the Vengevine, the Rootwalla, and I guess I can actually keep the Risen Reef. I think I do this, and if they look like they're going to be soft to Vengevine, I guess I'll try it, but I just don't think it makes that much sense to play cards that are like so weak to draw if I don't draw exactly Survival. Or sometimes I guess mill the Vengevine and then play 2 creatures. Sort by color. So I've got 2 white cards, 2.5 white cards or whatever. And I've got just 3 blue cards. It's mostly black-green with a sprinkling of the rest. So let's see. Looking at this, the 3 fetch lands plus 2 triomes and 3 surveil lands. That's really nice. And then 3 duels. Even without Scrubland, this mana base actually I think is pretty good. So if I'm adding, I don't need basics for any particular reason, but I think what I would add here is with 4 lands. Let's just first start by counting black and green. So black, I have 1, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 1 swamp is fine. Forests, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 1 forest. Mountains, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 red. I wouldn't mind 1 basic also to go fetch with Bloodstained Mire and not have to always get Stomping Ground. Also with the self-milling, it's kind of nice. And then do I want a plains or I guess I kind of have to have a plains to get an untapped white off those lands. That's kind of mandatory. And do I need an island? Let's see. All of my fetches get blue. Is that right? Yeah. So that's 3. And I have untapped blue with my duels. 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 blue sources for 3 blue cards. Plus I have land fixing. Okay. We've got a deck here. Even if I had Scrubland, what would I cut? Oh, I'd probably just cut plains for Scrubland, honestly, because then I'd have an untapped white. And I've got some sideboard options if I need them. All right, let's get in there. Alrighty, time for round 1. Playing against Anton. It's been a while, and I will go ahead and keep this hand. This is the kind of hand where Mox Diamond would have been awesome. It's a little bit slow. I don't think I'm supposed to mulligan, not in the dark, but there's definitely decks I would mulligan against. Well, turn 1 Hedge Maze probably not a deck I would want to mulligan this against. So now I have a decision. This is going to come up. Bloodstained Mire. Well, Bloodstained Mire can't get a Surveil land anyway, so let's just play Ndatha Triumph. Basically, it's like you want to use fetches for Surveil lands when you can, but not always going to be able to do that. Sylvan Library. Okay, well, I was going to play Survival, but I will just play the Deep Cavern Bat. Fastball, Lotus Cobra, Teferi. Wow, okay. An Expedition map. Okay, I just want to take Teferi here. Seems like a reasonable plan. And then next turn, I can play Dak off Bloodstained Mire for Watery Grave if I want to. I think that's the only one. Yeah, can't get Breeding Pool with that. I can also just cast a Darkstar Augur, or I can cast Survival and use it. I mean, if I knew Survival was going to be my opening hand, maybe I'd play the Vengevine, because like going next turn Survival, discard Augur, get Vengevine. Next turn untap, discard Vengevine, get Rootwalla, discard Rootwalla, get a card I can cast for 2 mana, maybe a Tide Hollow Sculler or something, and then put those into play is kind of cool. But here I can get Bloodghast is kind of my best thing. I didn't get Uro or Flage. Those would have both been kind of interesting in this deck too, but I guess this is also kind of where Nethergoyf maybe is strong. I don't know. Okay, took 4 off the Sylvan. It's going to play Fastbond and Map, and maybe I can just stack Steal the Map. Oh, I guess he's just cycling Ent and then playing the Map, sure. Problem is, if I go for Dak, Steal the Map, then the Cobra attacks Dak, and either I block and then Teferi bounces the Expedition Map back, or I trade, or I just let Dak die. Currently can't cast Teferi. But what is Expedition Map doing for him? I don't know that it's like that great. I think I'd rather just play Darkstar Augur. I just don't think stealing the map is that great. And this gets me on the board nicely here. And putting more power into play against someone who's using Sylvan is good. I just don't know what land you could get with map here that I would care too much about. This isn't like getting an Academy is like busted, or Workshop. Maybe it's getting like a Strip Mine or something, or a Bounce Land. Bounce Land, Lotus Cobra Fastbond is pay a life out of mana, so it's build your own channel. Yeah, that's something to consider. Would have to come with a play to make too, but I'm not sure. All right, sacking the map. Getting Strip Mine, okay. Yeah, I mean, Strip Mine is good, but unless you have Crucible also. That's not a Crucible. I was scared for a second. Without Crucible, it's just like, yeah, you can Strip Mine one of my lands, but I'm drawing multiple cards a turn and attacking. So next turn, I'm kind of hoping to draw a play that's not one of these two, basically. Kill the Blackcleave Cliffs, huh? Oh, Zernorb. That I will Dak Faden. Clearly he's got Crucible in deck. Oh, I can't Dak because he killed the right land. Nice. Very smart. Recurring Nightmare and Satyr Wayfinder. Let's send. I think send, and then I'm just going to play Survival and Stomping Ground. Okay. So I lose to Crucible here, or Ramunap. If I could have played Dak and stolen the Zernorb, that would have been a different story, but didn't get there. I don't have lethal because, first of all, I just don't have enough damage, but also Zernorb makes it pretty hard. And because I drew this Wayfinder, I get to use Survival. Goes to 3 here. I don't like that. Well, it could be a desperation move. It also, like with a Zernorb out, you can afford that. Oh, Thassa's Oracle. Okay, so we're digging. We are digging. And let's see. I guess put a card on top. So I did like his top card. All right. Coalition Relic. Sure. Okay. So now what? I think I'm going to want a Dak. I think I'm going to go Survival. I could get Pyrogoyf, Nadu. I mean, these don't do that much. Broadside Bombardiers. Oh, so if I get Bomba, I could attack for 5/9, right? 5 plus throw Darkstar. No, 10. Put you -7. You have to sack 4 lands. I think that's probably not better than getting... Oh, wait. If sack 5 lands... No, Bloodghast doesn't get to deal damage. Because I can get a Bloodghast here if it works out for my curve. not much I can draw can change that. I think I'm going to get the Bloodghast here. Dismember would be a good draw. Sylvan Safekeeper and Pyrogoyf. I think I'm going to discard Bloodghast. I think I just get the Bombardiers now, even with the Zernorb out. Let's use this ability. Is there any point in decking before attacking? I don't think so. And I think Bombardiers is worse than just killing. The problem is, if I make Anton sack like 4 lands here, and then he finds Zernorb or Crucible, then I still just lose. Whereas now, if I DAC here, the Zernorb, I certainly don't lose on the spot. Does get to kill my DAC though. Okay. This I just think is probably the best hedge. Because also, if he wants to sack lands, he has to kind of do it now. Gets to Sylvan here, and I mean, Ramanop or Crucible would just not do anything now with no Zernorb in play. So that seems... It's playing around that versus playing around him getting to use the mana and cast something big, but I feel like I can beat a lot of fair games here. Time Twister, okay. Sure. I guess there's that. Doesn't really change my place too much because I have Survival out. So he's got 2 life only, so the Lotus Cobra, obviously, in Fastbond, he gets to play 1 extra land this turn. I mean, given that he's casting Time Twister, I wish I had played Bombardiers and forced him to sack almost all his lands, but clearly he was digging for Crucible or Ramanop here. Oh, and there we go. All right. You love to see it. All right, sideboard. Creature only. It doesn't stop strip mine. I'm thinking of Vindicate. I think Lingering Souls actually looks kind of bad here, and I actually think I do want Root Wall of Vengevine. Feels like a little more pressure could be good. Dark Maiden is incredible, so I like that. I do have to cut down a little bit. I could cut the Darkstar Augur. It's also a little bit slow. I mean, it was really good that game, but I think Vindicate seems pretty good if he's got combo stuff going. And then I think I still want the Bloodghast. I guess I cut the Risen Reef. It's kind of unfortunate because Risen Reef Vengevine is a good combo, but I don't know. I gotta make some cuts here, you know? All right, time for round 2. Hello, Blazing Rootwalla. I will keep this hand still. This hand is all tap lands, but I get to play Bob into Dismember. He mulliganed as well. Oh, Caracas, that's nice. Let's go Proving Ground then. If I didn't draw an untapped land, I would have played Shadowy Backstreet, but I think getting the Jund land into play is good enough here, and I can figure out what I want to do later. I'm just going to Dismember that now. It looks like it could be really good in his deck and play Indotha Triumph. Maybe I should have played Shadowy Backstreet then. I kind of like playing it after playing Bob, though. I think I will do that. I'm going to leave the Root Wall in hand for now. Tide Hollow Sculler. All right, well, I'll put that on top, even though I guess the Backstreet. If I had played it last turn, I would have milled a Stomping Ground, drawn the Sculler. I would cycle Stomping Ground right now if I could. But I still think this is pretty decent. Maybe next turn I play Sculler plus Blazing Rootwalla. Didn't pay life on Sylvan Library. Interesting. Are we time twistering or just have a better play to make? I guess if you found a Hedge Mage, and Anton might want to go like take the Hedge Maze, mill a bad card, leave 1 bad card on top, but you can go through it next turn. Oh, Wheel of Fortune into 6. Oh, Caracas is so stupid. Oh, Reanimate too? Let's just start with Tide Hollow Sculler and see what we got. Coalition Relic and Augur of Autumn. I think I want to take Augur of Autumn because it's pretty good with Sylvan Library. And then I think I cast the Rootwalla. And then Caracas the 6 because Caracas is busted. And smack. Next turn I've got Pyrogoyf plus Reanimate. I could have let Anton keep the Augur and taken Coalition Relic, but I feel like casting Coalition Relic this turn is just not that big of a deal. Oh, paid a bunch of life. Okay. Coalition Relic into Time Twister or something? Or what do we got? Toxic Deluge? That would be unfortunate as well. Or Savine's Reclamation on Lotus Cobra. Okay. Bombardiers. Okay, I kind of assume he's got to be close to dead. Let's see. If I go Bombardiers attack with everything, block Bob, take 5. Wait. Block Root Wall, it takes... Yeah, okay, that's lethal. Bombardiers is very good. And no matter what you block, you are toast. You go to 3, and here I'll let Blazing Root Wall do the honors. Alrighty, time for round 2, battling against Luis Salvado. Let me see what this guy's up to. He's got red-white aggro. Alright. Yeah, I mean, I will keep this hand. I get to play turn 1 Deathrite off just Swamp, probably. And then turn 2, I've got a wealth of options. Plus, most likely a turn 3 Pyroglyph here. Oh, he didn't have the Mother of Runes on turn 1. I do like that. Oh, wow. Malevolent Rumble, too. Well, we are doing it here. I will say that. Stoneforge Mystic. Okay, if this is Cauldra, it is. I'll probably have to Deep Cavern Bat this turn. I can Rumble here. Seems pretty reasonable. Or I could go Safekeeper Bat. Kind of like that. Let's get Stomping Ground. I can get any of the lands. I think Stomping Ground is good. Cast Deep Cavern Bat. See what he's got. Cauldra, Jite, Reprieve, Luminarch. Okay. I'm going to take the Cauldra and add a green and play a Sylvan Safekeeper here. I feel like my Deathrite has a lot of juice here, given Bloodstained Mire and 2 mill things, so I think just using it here is good. So what's Salvado going to do this turn? Probably land go, and then he'll hold up Reprieve. And then what I'll do is I'll play Pyroglyph, he'll Reprieve it, and then, because if I don't play anything, or don't play something that he has to Reprieve, he can play Jite. Oh, he's just going to fire off the Luminarch. Okay, I like that, because now I get to Pyroglyph the Luminarch here. Well, kind of. I guess I don't get the Pyroglyph the Luminarch quite yet, do I? I'd have to sack a land to do that? I guess playing the Sylvan Safekeeper actually did end up costing me. I think what I'm going to do is Malevolent Rumble then, because that also kind of makes the Jite not do that much. Let's see what I can find. Dark Confidant, Shadowy Backstreet. Oh, I do like Tide Hollow Sculler. Yeah, that should be good. Hold on. I just want to make sure. What land do I have to get with this Bloodstained Mire? How funny. I don't... Because I drew... Oops, that's my arena game. Good game. Look, I'm winning. I have Watery Grave in hand. Oh, I don't need to crack Bloodstained Mire. I can just play the Watery Grave. All right, yeah. So I'll put Sculler into hand. Play Watery Grave. Exile Breeding Pool. Get white mana. And cast Tide Hollow Sculler here. Because I'd like to get... Let's see. Do I get Reprieve or Umezawa's Jite? It's actually not 100% clear to me. I guess that Jite is so much more dangerous. I should probably just take that. Because... I mean, we'll see the hand in a second here, but if I take Reprieve, he can go Jite Equip, force my spawn token to block the Jite creature, but then next turn the Jite's in play? That doesn't sound great. Yeah, so I'll just take the Umezawa's Jite, leave him with Reprieve, probably send with these two. I'll trade Sylvan Safekeeper for Luminarch if that's what he wants to do. Next turn... Already draw Esper Sentinel. Okay, that's actually not so bad for me. Oh, we can put the counters on the Esper Sentinel. Joke's on you. I've got all spells in my deck. Or all creatures in my deck. All right, let's draw. Recurring Nightmare. That's also a nice one. Let's start with Satyr Wayfinder. I just kind of feel like he's going to reprieve it, or at least has a decent chance. So, and then here, let's crack Mire. And I think I'm going to get Underground Mortuary here. Get a little Surveil. Any Tyrants? Oh, and Nadu. Oh, we'll put that one on top. Exile, Mire. Oh. Yeah, I guess I'm binning it. But I have a Recurring Nightmare to get it back. Do I want to do this? Hold on. Yeah, I think that's actually fine. Let's put Black Mountain in my hand. Bin Nadu and Blackcleave Cliffs, and then I'll hit in the air for one. I don't think I want to trade off Sculler right now. Pass the turn. Next turn, I can just Pyrogoyf here, and then I'm going to start recurring Pyrogoyf. This reprieve is gone. Rabble Master. Yeah, I'm not too worried about that. So I could block with Sculler here. Maybe I just eat that and take 5. Yeah, that's probably okay. I'm getting life off this bat here, which is doing some pretty good work. Pyrogoyf is pretty big. Let's kill Luminarch. Hit with the bat for 1, pass the turn. And then I'm going to drain with Deathrite here, or make him lose 2. It's got 1 card in hand. Yeah, that is not going to do it. Can't really even attack into Pyrogoyf here. All right, block. Let's get reprieve out of your graveyard. Sure. All right. This looks good now. And I kind of feel like I let him draw off of Recurring Nightmare here with Esper Sentinel. I think that's okay. Get Nadu. Sack Pyrogoyf. And I guess I'll sack this token, play Recurring Nightmare, get back Pyrogoyf, sack Satyr Wayfinder, Pyrogoyf, Nug. Oh, I guess I can't Nug Rampaging Raptor anymore, so I'll just Nug the Rabble Master, play my land, send for 1, and then I've got Nadu. All right. Plus, I guess I wanted to not hit the reprieve end of turn. I wasn't really considering that whole cycle, because then I would have been able to kill the Rampaging Raptor, and that would have been a better thing to kill, but I also feel like I'm doing fine here. I guess the thing I got to watch out here for is like a Fiery Confluence or something. Sure, that doesn't bother me too much either. I mean, I guess I really don't want this Deep Cavern Bat to die, so that's something to consider, but crack Marsh Flats. Here I'll get Meticulous Archive. Vaultborn Tyrant. Okay, I'll put that in my graveyard. That's just going to end the game here, because I'm going to cast Recurring Nightmare. Actually, hold on. Let's leave the Mortuary untapped because of Deathrite Shaman. Put Vaultborn Tyrant into play, sacking Pyrogoyf, I think. Gain the life. And then now I could start doing some Sylvan Safekeepering, but I really just don't think I need to do that. I think I can just chill, because Recurring Nightmare, Pyrogoyf, Vaultborn Tyrant is just going to end this game. Like, he's just going to concede in a second here, barring something pretty crazy. I have Nadu Sylvan Safekeeper. I'm just intentionally not using it because I don't really need to sack my lands to do that. So I've kind of got him in a lock here. This is not going to be easy for Salvado to get out of. That's exactly where we want him. I mean, Recurring Nightmare plus Recurring Survival with some good, like, random creatures to clog the board. Pretty good against Red-White if you can not get overrun. So see, sideboard. Risen Reef's a little weak. Vengevine might be good. I don't have an answer to the Cauldron Complete, except DAC doesn't even really do it, because if they play Cauldron and then you DAC it, they still just have it equipped on a big germ and you have to like move it off. So Stoneforge is annoying, but I think otherwise I feel okay. I mean, Glorybringer is a good card. This would be the matchup for it. Probably better than Darkstar Augur. Dark Confidant I can probably also cut. Maybe I just put in the Vengevine stuff, because I only need to cut one at this point. I mean, the Bloodghast might still just not be what I want, given that. All right. Just things that can't block against red-white are a little less enticing. Let's see what we got here. Our main problem is that we're slow. I think on the draw against Salvato, there's just going to be a lot of draws. We're going to have a hard time keeping up. But Deathrite Shaman helps. Him mulliganing last game helps. And hopefully this game we can get out fast enough here. Well, Deathrite is a good start. Yeah, all right. I'll keep this hand. I don't know that I'm even playing Deathrite on turn one. Ugh. Yeah, now I just lose. I mean, if I draw Dismember, I guess. He got Jite, but that's because he already had the other one. I guess I'll play Shadowy Backstreet and Mill of Swamp. So it's kind of like a nice setup for Deathrite, but it's just going to Cauldron me now. No, he's Rabble Mastering? Did he side out Cauldron? Huh. Odd, but okay. Just going to play a Johnny, I guess. I can't play Sculler this turn. I could have kept the Swamp, but I thought he was going to have a Cauldron play. I still don't really see how I'm winning this game, but stranger things have happened. Legion Extruder, kill a Johnny. Salvato, I don't think that was actually how you wanted to do that. Because if he just kills the cat, and then he can just attack the Johnny. Oh, I guess I could choose not to flip? I don't know. I'm kind of feeling like he sided out Cauldron, which is odd, I will say, but all right. Let's play Lingering Souls, I suppose. I mean, Umezawa's Jite is going to be a problem, for sure. I'm still going to lose this game, I guess, but if he had Cauldron, I would have just conceded on turn 2, so there's also that. All right. And sending in 3 tokens here, most likely. Oh, sending in the Rabble, too. All right, well, I will block down the Rabble then. And if I draw a way to kill that Jite, I could conceivably win this game. Wouldn't be easy, but it would be possible. I guess next turn I can play Deathrite and flashback that. Oh, Occurring Nightmare. Huh. Oh, I'll just do some grist for the mill here. Actually, let's play the Mortuary first. Maybe I'll hit something interesting. I mean, if I went Dak Fade and Steel Jite, that would have been sick. Oh, Vindicate? All right. I mean, 11. I kind of have to just put idiots in the way here. I think it's still going to be too slow to Vindicate. Like, if he makes any play this turn, even if he doesn't have a play, he's got Legion Extruder, so yeah, all right. Dead and dead. On the play this game, do I want to change anything? I mean, Dark Confidant on the play sounds a little better, so I think I might want that. I like all my removal. I'm kind of off this Vengevine thing. I think I'm just going to put in Darkstar Augur, and honestly, I think maybe Nethergoyf, is this Paw Patch good against Jite? It's kind of not even, right? I mean, it might still just be a fine card to play. No, I'm at 41. All right, let's just do that. Let's just D-sideboard. On the play, I do think that the Dark Confidant type effects are better. Okay, here, all right. So I'm going to get what lands? I have all black-white cards in hand, and I kind of want my 2 lands to produce, one to produce black, one to produce white. So it makes me think I don't want Shadowy Backstreet quite as much. What are my first 2 lands to get? I could get Underground Mortuary and as my tap land and then just Plains. I could get Shadowy Backstreet and no, can't do Breeding Pool. Shadowy Backstreet and Watery Grave. It ends up all Esper lands. No, I need green. I could do Endotha Triumph, and yeah, maybe I'll do that. Endotha Triumph off this, and then maybe Watery Grave, and that's 4 colors. Okay. Inspiring Advantage, go. All right, I like that. I like that. Could also see it towards Proving Ground, but then this one, no. I'll get Endotha Triumph. See what I draw here. Oh man, Dak made the Endotha Triumph a lot less good, I'll say that. I think I still get Watery Grave here. And I think I just want to Sculler. As much as I want to play Bob, I want to stop at turn 2 Stoneforge. All right, and that is what I'm going to get to do here. His hand is Jite and Ancient Tomb, Sunbaked Canyon, Guardian Scale Lord. Okay, if I draw a land here, I'll feel pretty good. Okay, he do that and bend. Any land is great. Oh my god, a Pyroglyph. No, not like this. All right, and then next turn I can Deep Cavern Bat the Guardian Scale Lord because the Ancient Tomb means it's going to come out soon. All right, Brick one more time. I mean, he drew Elegant Parlor and Bend a Thing, so that was actually a pretty good sequence. If he went Plains Parlor, his draw would have been so much worse, but hopefully he doesn't have too much of a play here. Might just play the Jite. Okay. That's great for my Dak Faden purposes. All right, red land. No lands. All right, Deep Cavern Bat. Take the Guardian Scale Lord. Send for 4. His hand is now Plains Sunbaked Canyon. Sunbaked Canyon, crack it, please. He might, it could be aggressive, but he could tap Ancient Tomb to draw a card. No, he's just going to crack it the coward's way. All right. Any bobs, any bobs. That's a Dismember, that's a Skull Clamp. Send. Okay, no plays. Play a Johnny here. Oh my god. No. Oh, Reprieve. Okay, Reprieve is fine. Discard Vaultborn Tyrant. I mean, he went to 7 to cast the Reprieve. So that's definitely something. If he plays a Haster and then equips Jite, that's just completely game. Okay, Giver of Runes. Plains still in hand. Equip Jite. Okay, we might just win this on 2. A land would still be good. Okay. Plains Malevolent Rumble. Land. I can put him to 1, but putting him to 2 is already pretty good. The question is, how much damage do I want to take off Dismember? And I guess I just don't want to take any damage off Dismember. I think it's fine to do this. He's at 2, facing down 3 lethal things. Can't tap Ancient Tomb. Whew. All right, 2-0. Did not think I was winning that. Well, at all points it actually felt pretty good because I kept answering all his stuff with my discard and whatnot. But if you told me that if I was going to be on 2 lands on turn 6, I wouldn't think I was winning, especially with Bobbin Plate because you're taking damage every turn. But we got there, and we are so back. All right, I might not get a 3rd round. We'll find out because we're currently up 6-1 against them. Let me see. Yeah, let's do it. We got another battle. All right, round 3. We've locked up the tie and we're on our way to a win. I think I'll keep this hand. I mean, it's a great hand. I just don't like that I have Bloodghast in my opening hand. Still, turn 1, Deathrite. Turn 2, crack Marsh Flats. And probably get an untapped black land. The problem is this deck doesn't have a Bayou. Yeah, I can't get an untapped green land with Marsh Flats, which is like a little unfortunate. I have a Stomping Ground for my other fetches, but what I want to do, and I'm not going to have full info here, is I want to cast Satyr Wayfinder with Unearth mana around afterwards because, well, I guess I don't need to get a black land then because what I could do, I mean, we'll see what I draw, but Another card that would have been so good to mill. Feels one card deeper. All right, well, let's crack this. I could leave the Blackcleave Cliffs untapped. So let's see, Marsh Flats. It has to get an untapped land. I could get Plains, but I have Shadowy Backstreet. Yeah, I think I'll just get Watery Grave. Exile Marsh Flats. Get green. And cast Satyr Wayfinder. And need to flip a green land, hopefully. Breeding Pool. All right, I will take that. Over Meticulous Archive, Bidding Ajani and Dismember. And then look, ooh, Unearth the Ajani. Yeah, it's a nice little turn too. Let's see what Billy's got here. I've got 4 creatures in play. This is a fun deck. I like how this deck ended up. It's got some cool stuff going on. You know what would be nice? Dack Faden. If I drew Dack Faden next turn and got to discard Bloodghast and Lingering Souls to my first Dack activation, ooh, baby. I even milled a land, so now my Deathrite's on too. Deathrite's been pretty nice here. What is... Oh, Thundering Falls. Gotcha. Well... Gonna need something pretty good. I mean, it's not like I've just won the game or anything. Leyline Binding. Yeah, probably a few turns away from casting that efficiently. Library. Okay. That was a draw this turn. Wow, that was a good draw. And then now Bolt the Ajani. Oh, Bolt the Deathrite. Okay, that also makes sense. Well, I drew a Plane, so I guess I'll just play Lingering Souls. Library into... I mean, if Billy has another good play this turn, like land, library, draw, play another removal spell, could be annoying, but I guess I'm still attacking for 5 probably in that case. Or just casting a Seed Shark. Well, there's the Dack Faden. Okay, better late than never, I guess. Dack. Draw. Discard Bloodghast. Discard, I guess Shadowy Backstreet it's got to be. Because I have all my other colors. Use Bloodghast's ability, and then... Do I want to sack? Yeah, I'll sack a Spirit token to deal 4 damage, I think. Because there's just no way he's going to block the Cat Warrior. And I'm not attacking with the Ajani, because that would just... Basically, sacking a Ajani to deal 1 extra point of damage sounds not very good. Because next turn I've got some plays. Broadside Bombardiers, sack the Cat Warrior, flip a Ajani. Now I have a red permanent, and then a Ajani just nugs for infinite. Okay, don't be a Wrath, please. A Palace Jailer. Probably on the Cat Warrior token, unfortunately. Okay, I need to find another cat. Let's draw... I guess I'll Dack first. Yeah, I'm not drawing anything anyways, so Sculler. Okay, so now I want to discard Forest. I think I might discard Nadu, because casting Sculler this turn sounds incredible too. All right. Yeah, that seems fine. Land. Oop, it's not tap to Plains. Bombardiers. Actually, I guess I'll Tide Hollow first. Well, here's the question. Do I want... How am I attacking? What am I doing? I'm throwing Bloodghast at the Chromehost Seed Shark, I guess. So he's not going to have any choices, so I think I'd rather Sculler first. Mana Drain, what is this? Arwen, dear lord. Expressive Iteration. I'll just take Arwen. Bomba. Attack, attack, attack. Don't need to attack with the other ones. Before blocks, target the Seed Shark, throw the Bloodghast. Take 3 down to 8. I get the Monarch. My deck's just so sweet. This deck has been a blast to play. Like, look at this. just a lot of little synergy pieces going on here. Now I have the Monarch. I have a Dack Faden. Like, I'm drawing all these cards. Even if I have like Lingering Souls in the graveyard, even if Billy was able to like play a sweeper or something, I'd still have the Monarch and Dack. Bloodghast would come back. Lingering Souls comes back, and I get to Deep Cavern Bat. So, like, feels like we're in pretty great shape here. All right. Forest into Duelist of the Mind, and Beseiju something. Beseiju the Tide Hollow Sculptor, okay. Reasonable play. Could attack with Palace Jailer. I'd probably just double block. It's not like a Johnny is flipping anyways. I'll use the Beseiju ability. I mean, I guess I will still... I've got all the colors I need pretty much. I guess I'll get a Surveil land. Why not? Oh, and I even get to bring back Bloodghast. Yeah, sure. Why not? I'll put Stomping Ground into my graveyard. I mean, is it 8? So it's effectively at 4 if you look at the Bombardiers. At 2 because you can't block Bombardiers. I mean, this isn't this just game? Attack with everything. Block Bloodghast and a Johnny. Take 4 and go to 0. I guess I can play the Bat first to make sure that there's nothing untoward going on. We'll take the Flage, but it doesn't matter, I don't think. Can double block Bombardiers. That doesn't do anything. Yeah, all right. I think just an attack is good. The fact that Bomba does so much damage is pretty great. I mean, it's just a really messed up card. Like that is really all it comes down to. Yep, Billy got there. Got there as in understood what was going to happen, not so much the other way around. Okay, here's a reason for Vengevine. Let me give you some more sales. Against the Monarch, it's kind of nice to have a haster. And that's mostly it. Oh, it's good against Mana Drain too. All right. So what if I did want those 2 in? What would I cut? I still kind of like Bob, Bloodghast, all those things. I mean, I guess I could see just taking out the Risen Reef and like Darkstar Augur because it's just a little expensive. All right. Let's try this. All right. Yep. Here's the Vengevine. I'm going to keep this hand because turn 2 Bat with Reanimate and Dismember. Like these 5 cards are good. And then these, I just need to draw Survival or DAC. Look, if I draw Survival, this could be really sick. It could be legitimately very good. If I don't, well, I guess we'll see how this Vengevine treats me, huh? And I'm really hoping Billy doesn't open on Library, but Billy's kind of in the tank here. Seems a little less likely. I guess we will see. The biggest drawback my deck had is no Mox of any kind. The only Mox I could have taken, of course, like a Mox Diamond, which I didn't think was the pick. So, especially on the draw, I just feel like I'm a little slow. Johnny is not bad. Cycling Oliphant. Getting into Thundering Falls for a little Surveil action. No, a Raugrin Triumph. Okay, I needed white mana. Into, what is this? Oh, Probe. Well, touche, because I'm about to go the other way around with, oh, there's the Survival. All right, let's play Deep Cavern Bat still, because I think planning out my next turns is going to be really nice. I don't really want to deal with Mana Drain yet, so let's do this. Okay, you know, I think that Vengevine could be good against this thing. Oh, just running out the Shark? I mean, you do know I have this Dismember in hand. All right. Dismember the Shark. I think I'm going to play Survival here because I have recurring or Reanimate in hand. Oh, the Mana Drain's gone too. So I guess if Billy drew a blue land, could go, or white land, could go Winds of Abandon on the Deep Cavern Bat to leave up Drain. Iteration was a pretty solid draw. I'm just still surprised he ran out the Shark. I don't know. My inclination is to not give my opponent efficient turns, and running out the Shark kind of did that. All right. So those plus 2 unknowns. Drawing lands is really nice here. So let's see. I think I'm going to go... I could Survival twice. I could put a Vaultborn Tyrant into play, and it would get Winsed. I don't like that much. Let's go discard Bloodghast. I'm going to get... Let's see. How big is Pyroglyph right here? It's a 3/4 instant. I could get Bombardiers. Oh no. Is that good? I'd throw the Deep Cavern Bat. Huh. I want to get Pyrogoyf, but I guess I just don't have the... Oh, I'd throw the Bloodghast. Yeah, no, never mind. Bombardiers is sick. All right, so let's discard Bombardiers. And here, I think I'm going to get Blazing Rootwalla. I'm going to reanimate the Broadside Bombardiers. Play Blackcleave Cliffs. Get back Bloodghast. Send with these two and toast the Duelist with the Bloodghast. Now, if he's got another red source, he can go Fiery Confluence to kill my two creatures, but doesn't have Drain up. And then next turn I can play in a Johnny, maybe, depending if I draw a green or white mana, because I'm going to have some Vengevine Rootwalling to do here. But a land gets me my Bloodghast back. Next turn I go discard Vengevine, get something. Discard Rootwalla, Madness it, and then play whatever I get to bring back Vengevine, which I'm not sure what it is. Okay, so he does have the red. Could also win something here, but that seems maybe a little less good. And then if my Vengevine and Rootwalla get Winds of Abandon, that's a thing too. Oh, okay. I drew the white, but I'm a little less interested. Though I guess, all right, survival, discard Vengevine. I could get Sculler. I don't know about that. I could get Satyr Wayfinder. Satyr Wayfinder is kind of cool. I'm going to end up with two creatures in hand. I guess the Sculler actually seems like it could be pretty great. But hold on. I don't need to do that yet. Let's just get Pyrogoyf. Then I'm going to survival. Oh, wait, no. Hold on. Then I survival away a Johnny, maybe? No, I did this wrong. Because I need to be able to cast two things. I guess actually what I could do is I could cast a Johnny. All right, get back Bloodghast. This is actually going to work out okay. Cast a Johnny. And let's go ahead and survival. Discard Rootwalla. Oh, I guess I could have, I don't know. There's a couple different ways I could have done this, but let's get back Vengevine. And then I get to get another creature here. And I kind of want to just get like a Nadu or something. Or I could get, maybe Satyr Wayfinder is just great because that'll also let me bring back Bloodghast next turn. Do you have a way to kill the Broadside? Oh, that does make this a lot worse. All right, well, I'll get a Forest. And because I really wanted to be able to throw the Vengevine for another 6 points of damage. Well, let's see what he does. Doesn't, okay, so he's going to have Drain up, but can't Winds of Abandon. Yeah, that path really got me. Damn. Okay. So he's at 11, and he's got, here, I'll flip him to Johnny. He's got Winds of Abandon, Mana Drain, and Unknown in hand. Guess I'll play Satyr Wayfinder. Any Lingering Souls? No, but I found a Meticulous Archive. Okay. Meticulous Archive. Let's bring back Bloodghast. Top card is Sculler. Okay, I'll put that on top. Just pass the turn here. I can only cast one more spell this turn. I'd rather force Billy to leave up Drain mana a turn later. 4 cards in hand. Winds of Abandon, Mana Drain, 2 unknowns. Scalding Tarn. Which presumably means a second Winds of Abandon at some point. Or a second white for Winds of Abandon, but I'm going to send here. And now I have 7 mana, so I can't quite play everything here, but I can go Sculler. Not tap my red, please. Let's see if it gets drained or not. If he lets it resolve, I could just take Winds of Abandon and not play anything into the drain. Okay, if it gets mana drained. Oh, I have a Vengevine in my graveyard. I'm so stupid. Okay, well, that's fine. I'm still going to play Pyroglyph here, I think. Or actually, he's at 8. He could win. He goes to 7. If I Pyroglyph, he goes to 2. Yeah, playing Pyroglyph here seems fine. I'm not going to return the Vengevine. Basically, I should have just done this before attacks. I kind of forgot about the whole Vengevine thing. I will admit, fully, Vengevine was pretty good this game. The whole Vengevine thing was not bad. And if I draw any creature, I get to do the whole thing next turn as well. And I get to get a couple more lands. He's going to have 1 card left after casting this Winds of Abandon here. Okay. And okay, let me see. Do I want a Dark Confidant for anything here? I don't think so. I just want to draw a land. I mean, I could, or a creature. Okay, here's the thing. If I don't draw a creature, I'll go get Vaultborn Tyrant. Seasoned Pyro as the last card. Oh, that makes me want to just get Vaultborn Tyrant now. Though I guess I could just draw. I have enough mana to just go and cast it if I draw. And if I draw a land, I could play both. Or I could do this. Yeah, Dark Confidant plus Nadu seems pretty good. Okay, obviously the Pyro means Billy doesn't just die, but has to chump now. Do you have a third Wrath? You're going to need a lot of them. And I get to draw an extra card with Bob here. If Nadu gets targeted, I get to draw some cards. This Vengevine already came back twice. Could have come back 3 times. Or for the 3rd time, if I'd wanted to. I mean, Vengevine against Winds of Abandon, Mana Drain, Fiery Confluence, all that stuff, I think is pretty good. Billy does get to make 2 1/1s and has 3 cards in hand, so I wouldn't say the game is just over, but it is under some pressure to do something, and if I draw Recurring Nightmare, that would be sick. Unfortunately, my 2 red burn creatures got exiled, but I think Recurring Nightmare is still probably good enough to close things down here, depending on what, of course, this next play is. Prismatic Ending Nadu. Okay, into, Shadowy Backstreet. Into Graveyard on Marsh Flats. Okay, Nadu's down. And not using Pyromancer, casting something else instead. This is like a Fracture Identity or something. That would be unfortunate. It is. Fracture Identity on Vengevine. Okay. Is that 2? All right, let's flip with Bob. Recurring Nightmare. Okay. And Malevolent Rumble. I guess we'll start with Malevolent Rumble. Do you want Caracas or Skullclamp? I think I just want Caracas. I don't need to draw a bunch of cards. I have 10 cards, 7 cards in my deck, yeah. Land, Recurring Nightmare. Let's Recurring Nightmare, get back a Johnny, sack the Eldrazi spawn, and then play Recurring Nightmare. Yeah, I mean, this is still pretty sick. Recurring Nightmare. I could get back Sculler. It's got a lot of exile removal, that is true. Or I could get back, Deep Cavern Bat's kind of interesting. Oh, wait, no, I can win the game. That's even better. All right, we finally got there. Get back Rootwalla, and then 0 a Johnny, and then Nug for 3. Woo! Look what we beat this game. The window might close, but Prismatic Ending, Fracture Identity, Winds of Abandon, Fiery Confluence, Path to Exile, and I just had 3 creatures in play every single turn, even the turn after I got Wrath. This deck was sick. We crushed the draft, and it just had so many good creature combos going on. I love this deck. This deck performed really well. Obviously, the 3-0 here was a bit of luck. I think this deck had an incredible mid and late game. I think its biggest weakness was it just didn't have that many 1-mana plays, especially since Safekeeper, Skull Clamp, Unearth, Reanimate, Do Nothing on one. It really just had two. It had Dismember and Deathrite and no Moxes, but it had a lot of stuff to gum up the board if it got past that, and it worked out great. We got to do pretty much all the combos we wanted to do. And Vengevine was even really good that game, so props there. Maybe it's a good sideboard card, maybe a main deck card. My main concern with Vengevine is if you don't draw Survival, it's pretty lacking. Same with Rootwalla and Bloodghast. But having Rumble and Wayfinder do help too, so maybe there's something there. Well, another dub, another 3, and we're on to the next. That was an awesome draft. I appreciate you hanging out. We are back on track at this point. Had a lot of wins this week. I do like that. And I'll be back tomorrow with another draft. I'll see you then. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that like and subscribe button. It helps out the channel and you won't miss a single draft.